Good evening, YouTube. My name is Reese, and welcome to Salt of the Earth. I was told to do a YouTube channel over a year ago, and I am just now being obedient and following through with the channel. And I'm on here today to talk about trust and obedience, something that I have been struggling with a lot. Um, Struggling with both, really. Um, so, just to start, mm, Lord help me. So, just to start, to give you all a brief background, I recommitted my life back to Christ in 2019 during the pandemic. Um, and I would say I was fully committed by 2020. And I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, how can I not, how can I stop running away? How could I not have one foot in and one foot out? Pretty much being lukewarm. And I asked the Lord, to help me to not be lukewarm. And it took um, quite some time, the 2020, 2021, 2022. He's grooming me, still grooming me, still teaching me, still leading me, still guiding me to be who he called me to be. And he's still doing that today. But I got tired of being lukewarm, especially where it says in the Bible that he rather us be hot or cold. Otherwise, he just, spit us out. And that's just me paraphrasing. And I didn't want to be lukewarm, but trusting in the Lord has been very hard for me because I've just never trusted anyone. I had um, a very hard life. And I thank the Lord that I am living today. Um, for most of my life, it was drugs and molestation and abandonment, rejection. From the time I was born all the way up until now, I am still dealing with things, but He has brought me a mighty long way. And because of the life that I have experienced, getting back to the trust and the obedience, my mom as a kid, she was on drugs for the first 10 years of my life, and she got clean, had a relapse at 15, when I was 15 years old, and I kind of lost my way there. I was really lost. I was a lost teenager. Um, she got herself together. She moved us out of state, and I rebelled. I was a rebellious teenager, but that was because I was so angry at her for the life that I led and I had, and the things that I had experienced. And because of that, I looked to relationships to fill the voids that I had in childhood instead of looking to the Lord. And of course, they would end badly. A lot of rejection, a lot of abandonment, a lot of abuse physically, mentally, emotionally. I experienced that, and I had to in order for him to get me to where I needed to be now. And he's teaching me daily to make sure that I trust in him and that I'm not fearing. And it's really hard. And I'm like, Lord, I'm trust you, I'm gonna trust you. And yet and still I'm telling him this. And I always have a plan to a plan to a plan. Like I have to have a backup plan. Like my plan A has a plan B, and my plan B has a plan C. And sometimes plan C got plan D. And because I don't like to not be in control of my life. Because when I was younger, I didn't have any control. I didn't have any say so because I was young, so I couldn't control what was happening and the things that were going on. And as an adult, I struggled so much with giving him control. And he says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not into thy own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. And y'all, want to tell you, it's been a battle. Um, going like I literally been battling with the Lord to to let Him lead my life and just surrender because of the things that I've experienced. And He just keeps asking me to trust Him and trust Him, and I give Him a little inch by inch by inch. And I'm hoping to get there 100%. And I'm sure there are others that are struggling with trusting and being obedient. I'm sure there are plenty of believers that struggle with that. And it's just been hard. So lately, I've been praying over my home and my finances, my job, just me in general, and asking him to take things away from me and show me things that's not of him. And of course, he answered, and he told me, he said, you need to work on your trust, your obedience, your patience, and your discipline. And those are like four big ones, okay? Trust, obedience, patience, and discipline. And I'm like, Lord, mm, so I've been struggling a lot financially, and I just been asking the Lord to teach me to be a better steward, because I want to be the one that breaks the generational curses within my family for my children, so that they don't have to experience anything that I've gone through personally. And if I could break those generational curses, but also teach them what I wasn't taught, then when they become adults, they'll be well equipped to live in the real world. So I've been asking them to help me with finances, and I've been struggling. And I reached out to a family member for help. And I didn't necessarily say I need help. And I'm going to say it's a pride thing. That's one thing that I struggle with, but we'll talk about that on another day. My birthday is on Friday. So I reached out to this family member and I was like, hey, can I get an early birthday gift, and can I have $150? So the family member types back, I'm like, sorry, no, babe, can't help you. And then another message comes in, and there was a recording, and it was like, yeah, um, the days of me giving her any money for her birthday is over with. Now there was some cursing in there, but I'm not gonna curse. And um, it stung a little bit. Actually, it stung more than a little bit. It stung a lot because I'm one of the type of people where I don't like to ask for help. It takes a lot for me to ask for help. Like I really done went through plan A through D before I ask you for anything. And I usually don't like to ask for help because I have some family members that if they do help you, they'll never let you forget it. Ever. Or what they'll go and do is tell cousin Bob, cousin Susie, Uncle Jack, that you asked for help. And if it takes me a lot to ask for help, don't make me feel bad for asking for help by going and telling my business. But when this happened, the Lord was like, but I thought you trusted me. And that stung even worse um, than me asking the family member for help. And um, I want to tell you, the Lord is gentle, but his words, they cut. They cut. So when he said that, my heart hurt, but clearly it's something that I needed to hear because I've been praying to trust him, and he's been telling me, hey, don't worry about how you're going to pay these bills. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. And it's been really hard because, as I stated, I always like to be in control. And then with the obedience, so y'all, I'm stubborn. And I'm stubborn. So I I just been disobedient. So just to tell y'all a little bit, in the process of me recommitting my life back to the Lord, I have a church home, and that church home that I've been in, I've grown so much in the Lord that I am now a worship leader. And me being a worship leader, well, there's spiritual warfare. There's going to be trials and tribulations. The enemy is steadily coming after you because the Lord is constantly using you as a vessel, and you have to get up and go in front of people and be used and be a vessel and let God use you the way that he wants to use you. And it's been so hard because one, I am very, very shy. Me doing this video now, I did not want to do this video at all. And I'm very shy. I don't like to get in front of people. And I didn't like to sing in front of people. And I still don't. But I do it for the glory of God. God gets all the glory, honor, and praise. And I say that humbly because when I sing for the Lord. It's all about the Lord. But there would be times where I would pray for something and I ask the Lord to do something, and then the moment it gets hard, I run in the opposite direction. And I would come eventually to the realization that you pray for certain things, and I'm trying to help you to get to where you need to be. You're going to have to go through some things. You can't run every time I give you a test, because otherwise you're going to have to keep repeating the test. And I would wait, y'all, until I was just drained, like I was on E, to just run back to him. And I have learned you can't pour into people and be empty, because that's a way for the enemy to come in and just knock you off. Just knock you off. And so the Lord has just been teaching me that when I go through something, or when I'm praying certain prayers, one, I need to be mindful of what I'm praying for, okay? Because y'all, when I'm full of the Holy Spirit, I be praying some very bold prayers, okay? I be shocked at the prayers that I be praying. Even the prayers that I pray in my prayer journal, and I go back and I look, because sometimes you have to remind yourself of where the Lord has brought you from, what he has done for you. And I need a lot of constant reminders. So I will go in my little prayer journal here, and I'll read, and I would see some prayers, and I'm like, Lord, this is me praying for this. And I go back and I look, and I'm like, I prayed for this, and here I am so many months later, and he did exactly what I prayed for. And then I see my journal entries of how I was going through it, and how I wasn't trusting him, or how I wasn't being obedient. And and it was like I was making it harder on myself for not trusting and not being obedient. And then um, there's me struggling, because I struggle a lot with just spending time with him and prayer. Or I was struggling. I'll say I was struggling, because I have gotten better making time for the Lord. You have to make time for the Lord. And I've gotten better with that. But I was struggling with prayer time. I was struggling with reading the word. And by me making sure that I am praying and putting time away for him, and not just being busy, 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 busy all day long, I have more strength, I have more joy, I have more love, I have more peace. I'm a better mom, I'm a better wife, and it's just absolutely, it feels good to not be depleted, to not be all anxious, to not be all depressed, to not be angry. Because when you're not filled, you go through those things, that anxiety, that depression, that worry, that anger. I would go through those things. So I just thank God that he is working on me personally, to help me overcome the trusting and the obedience process. And I pray that each and every single day that I continue to surrender, so that I'm able to trust him and be obedient even more, so that he can do what his plan is for my life. And I'm excited to see what happens. Um, I thank you all for just listening to me, for this time. Um, I do hope that you subscribe to my channel. I do have another video that I'm going to upload this week on Sunday. It was the original video that I was going to upload today, but I just felt led to speak here. And that video has all the nice fancy glitter and all of that. But this is just plain Jane. So I was being obedient. So this is plain Jane. This is what it is. And I am excited for you all to like, share, and subscribe. Again, my name is Reese. I hope you all have a wonderful evening and be blessed. Bye.